Studio Pubco Studios in Oklahoma City. You're watching The Press Row. I'm Jenny Carlson here with Berry Trammell. It's time for We Pick 'em Berry. No games involving local teams this week, so we turn to the Coaches on the Hot Seat edition of We Pick 'em, at least to start with anyway. Let's get right to it. K-State goes to Texas as Mac Brown sits on the hot seat. Who you got in this one?
This game completely befuddles me. I have no idea what will happen. I think it could go four ways. I think you could.
That's impossible. Only two teams playing, and one's going to win.
K-State could win a close one. Texas could win a close one. Texas could win a blowout. K-State could win a blowout. Nothing would surprise me in this game. But here's what I come back to. We've been focusing on Texas. The truth is, Kansas State's not that good. Right. Lose to North Dakota State, beat UMass and Lafayette in the last 2 weeks. Easy wins, but not dominating wins. I'm going to pick Texas. I think the Horns' backs are against the wall. Sometimes people come out swinging. I'm going to take Texas.
Yeah, I'm going with Texas in this one as well, and it's largely because of what Berry said. With K-State having its struggles, it's just hard to pick the Cats on the road, frankly. David Ash's status is still up in the air. We don't know if he's going to be quarterbacking the Longhorns or not. But, yeah, I got more questions about K-State than I do about Texas in this game, so I'm going with the Longhorns. All right, another coach on the hot seat is Lane Kiffin. Utah State goes to USC. Berry, who you got in this one?
To me, this is one of the easiest games of the week to pick. I got Utah State. They're the better team. Does anybody watch USC play? They can't score. They can't move the ball. Utah State can score. Utah State can get some things done. Now, Southern Cal's playing excellent defense. I mean, I'm surprised they haven't had a mutiny in L.A. with the USC defense and that USC offense. But this is an amazing matchup in which Utah State's just got a better football team right now than Southern Cal. USC's a 6.5-point favorite. I think Utah State's going to win. I think they could win big.
I'm going USC, which it may be dumb. I understand, but maybe it's just the brand name that I'm going with in this one. But I've got a suggestion for Lane Kiffin. This won't keep your job, Lane, I don't think. But why not give it a try? Put Marquise Lee at quarterback. Let him run the Wildcat. Surely he'd be good for a touchdown or two. Why would that hurt?
Couldn't hurt.
It couldn't hurt. All right, Berry, last in our Coaches on the Hot Seat is Bo Pelini, and South Dakota State goes to Nebraska. Who you got in this one?
Well, I got Nebraska, but let me promise you, folks, this is not going to be an easy game. Everybody thinks, well, North Dakota State's the power in Dakota territory. South Dakota State's pretty good. They're ranked 6th in 1AA. They've got a good squad. In 2010, they held Nebraska to 17 points. They weren't very good that year. Nebraska was just so-so. But South Dakota State can play. I think Nebraska's going to win, but this is not going to be a walkover.
I'm going Nebraska in this one, and I tell you what, I'm disappointed that I don't think, at least as near as I can tell, that this game is broadcast locally. I haven't found anywhere that's going to be broadcast locally, and frankly, the intrigue is going to be big. Bo Pelini, does he get booed? What do the fans do? I mean, to me, there's just the drama is high and what's going to happen. Maybe not so much on the field, although I think you're right. I think this could be a closer game than many may expect, but what happens in the stands and around the game, that to me is interesting. Okay, we're done with our Coaches on the Hot Seat. Let's look to some opponents that will be playing OU and OSU in coming weeks. West Virginia's OSU's opponent next week. They are playing Maryland this week. Who you got in this one, Berry?
Well, this is going to be a fascinating game. It's in Baltimore, closer to the University of Maryland, of course, but not far from West Virginia. Disappointing programs the last year and a half, disappointing teams this season. West Virginia struggled, played well at Norman, but has struggled with inferior foes. I'm going to take West Virginia. They like their new quarterback. Ford Childress, a redshirt freshman, sort of came from third team to first team last week. Dana Holgerson tends to get an offense going sooner rather than later, but always eventually. I'm going to take West Virginia.
I'll take West Virginia too, but I'm going to take them close. This one was – I had to really think about this one, look up some scores, look up some numbers, try to ferret it out and what I thought was going to happen. But I'm going West Virginia. Come on, Dana. Come on. Get it together over there.
Big 12 needs this one.
Exactly. All right, lastly, Berry, Notre Dame and OU next week, but Michigan State at Notre Dame this week. Who you got?
I got Notre Dame, and what a great series, what a great rivalry, what a great theater. If you just want to pick one game a year to watch and be entertained and know it's going to be a close game, Michigan State Notre Dame on a yearly basis is not a bad pick. These teams always play great games, close games, wild games. Anything could happen. Both teams appear to be less than maybe we thought, but I think Notre Dame's at home. I think Notre Dame's a better team. I think the Irish win.
Yep, I'm going Notre Dame in this one as well, and a lot of people here in the state of Oklahoma will definitely be tuning into this one to see what the Irish do bring to the table. And, I just don't think Notre Dame they're not as good as last year. They lost too many key parts of that team from a year ago to think they're just going to be fine right away. I think ultimately Brian Kelly keeps building and they keep winning a lot of games, but I don't think they're as good as they were last year. We can see it with our own eyes how they match up against Michigan State on Saturday. I do have them winning, but I think OU fans may like what they see. I like the Sooners, just an early prediction, bonus prediction. I like the Sooners in South Bend next week. Guess we'll have to see. Hey, be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.